At this point in funk bass history, bass players are moving towards the 16th note clear funk of Francis Rocco Prestia and Jaco Pastorius, but they haven't quite got there yet. So tone-wise, we need to think about what sort of sound we're getting on our bass. As we get later towards the Jaco years, we're going to be using more of our bridge pickup for that real mid-rangey sound, but here we still got a foot firmly in the past, so I'm using both pickups, which still has the guttural sound of a P bass, but a little more of the brightness that is foreshadowing the coming of Francis and Jaco. So that's what we're going to do with our sound. So think about that in your pickups. It's got to be defined, but not as mid-rangey as Jaco, and not as quite as funky as our beginning, because then the notes really don't come out as clear. So what I'm doing is I'm blending both pickups, whereas in early old school funk I'd use just the neck pickup, and in later Jaco Francis finger funk, I like that. That's where I use the bridge pickup. Here I'm using both to bridge the gap, as it were. All right. Bass lines are getting a little more complicated now. We're outlining a F7 chord. And here is where, if you have your hand in the right position, it's going to help a lot. This is something that I preach every time I teach. And I have a whole course in it called Fretboard Fitness that'll whip you into shape and how to get your hand in the right position. Here's my hand. It goes on the neck. And I have the outline of an F dominant 7 right there. See how easy it is if your hand's in one spot to play it? If your hand's not in the right position, that's way too much work, and you really won't be able to get the speed and accuracy you need. So we're playing this line, which is outlining the F7. Then we're going down, we're playing the 5th and the 6th. Now here again, at the end of bar 2, you see that we're playing those ghost notes again. Here's what the rhythm would sound like played without ghost notes, slowly. But if we add those 2 ghost notes, just adds a little bit of lilt to the line. Bar 3, we do the same outline of the F7. Now we have an ascending line, which starts on the 3rd and walks up chromatically to the 5th. Then we have another ghost note. What we're doing is we're playing, going down octave, 5th octave, and on that 5th we're going to play the ghost note. If we played the note, the G, as a real note, not ghosted, it would sound like, which is nice, but adds a bit of a lilt. So bar 4, without the ghost notes, would sound like this. But if we add the ghost notes, it adds a little subtle coloring. Bars 5 and 6 repeat bars 1 and 2. And you see I go up to the 7th there occasionally when I'm going back into the riff, leading back to the top. And here we have a whole series of 16th notes going down the 3rd, the A, to the walking up chromatically to the 5, and then starting on the 6th, walking back up chromatically again to the root. And here you see why on this last bar, bar 8, since it's sort of the end of the phrase, I'm not using any ghost notes to sort of solidify the line and make it really nice and firm, and telegraphing your ear that we're in fact done with the cycle and we're going back around the top. So the whole line would sound like this, minus the track. So get your left hand in the right position. Be careful about where you do and do not ghost the notes. And let's have a little funk stew.